Professor Francesco Paolucci, welcome. Tell us firstly, what is a health economist?
Thank you for having me here. A health economist is an economist that is interested in health and healthcare and basically studies the performance of healthcare systems.
Well, the government in recent years have spent a lot of time, resources and energy on chronic care and preventative campaigns as well in the health space. It has been, I suppose, at the expense of healthcare. Have we got that balance right?
Well, look, I think what this crisis has really showed us is that we were not necessarily immediately ready to respond to the potential risk of having a lot of people presenting in the hospital. In fact, COVID is one of many respiratory diseases which may lead to a severe cardiorespiratory crisis which needs intensive care fundamentally. There has been a clear disinvestment from hospital care, including acute ICU beds. So that disinvestment of course meant investing in other things that served better our aging population, so responding to chronicity, even lifestyle, which includes prevention and prevention campaigns. Obviously the balance we didn't have it right at the time that the pandemic. Now, we seem to have been able here in Australia to adjust and are ready and prepared in case the second wave comes.
So Francesco, we've seen some incredible economic impacts from this COVID-19 crisis. How have you seen the government's response to that?
I think the Australian government has responded basically in line to what any other country has done so far, both in terms of fiscal and monetary policy. Obviously, trying to sustain our businesses the best we can, and obviously to sustain demand. Obviously, we are facing a very difficult economic time, also because our economy is very open and clearly dependent on key international partners. And clearly, we can only do so much locally and nationally in the short term. That puts us in a bit of a dangerous position, and perhaps we have to rethink not only our trade partners, but also our long-term productivity and even investment in manufacturing going forward.
Well, Francesco, we've seen that the curve is flattening now, an opportunity for people to get out and about safely, of course. It means that we can get back into the economy and start spending once again. How important is that for local business that we do get back out and spend money again?
I think it's critical. Obviously, it's been very tough globally for people to be isolated. We are really looking at the impact of policies from the lockdown, more extreme in Europe, to our, let's say, easier or softer approach. Obviously, we will have to look at this and evaluate what the spillover effects have been, as I said, for social problems. But now going out there and try to support the economy, it's going to be not only for the economy, but also for our well-being more in general.
When we think COVID-19, Francesco, not a lot of positives when you think about health and well-being, loss of life, but in reality, from a business and economic sense, we will see some positives come out of this. Can you tell us a bit about some of those?
Well, look, I think, yeah, there is a clear lesson learned. A lot of things that we were doing before perhaps can be done with more efficiencies online. In fact, I think I spent most of the last 3 months on Zoom. I would say that the balance and the complete picture will be clear and will come from businesses themselves. We will have to see whether they will continue to invest in this and even increase the level of automation. Of course, for some companies and industries, this has been an opportunity to really start considering a huge investment in AI. Our workforce will have clearly to change and modernize to be able to adapt to a potential change in the sense of greater automation and so on.
Well, Professor Paolucci, thank you to you and also the University of Newcastle for your support of the community.
Thank you for having me here, and thanks to the Greater Bank. It's really great to be able to contribute.